Yeah, we're going to go with Duffy. We'll go with Duffy. We can probably somewhere between 75 and 85 pitches. Go from there.
Do you have the guy coming in after him set, or is that up in the air, his backup? Whenever he's done pitching, who comes in next?
Well, how do I know who's going to pitch tonight? Tell me who's going to pitch tonight.
That's you.
Well, I don't know who's going to pitch tonight. It all depends on situation and matchups. Okay. So, I can't plan on who's pitching next Tuesday. I mean, who's coming in behind whoever's starting next Tuesday? I don't know. We go day to day with it. We'll get through today, and then we'll see. You mentioned, and a lot of it, depends on score too. So, But I think he's going to give us at least a good 5, and then we'll go from there.
You mentioned it was mechanical, and the reason why you pulled him after 6 pitches. Can you explain what you were saying from him?
He wasn't throwing strikes. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. And that, a lot of times when Greg Maddox taught me so much about pitching, and for him it was all mechanical. And if he could get his mechanics to the point where he could throw a pitch on the outside corner at the knees, all he had to do was do those exact same mechanics again and again and again, and that's repeating your mechanics, right? And it got to the point where I might have told you guys this story, but Vladimir Guerrero used to kill him. And you could throw Vladimir Guerrero 2 feet outside, he'd swing at it. You could bounce it halfway the plate, he'd swing at it. And I asked him one day, I said, why do you continue to throw Vladimir Guerrero strikes? And he said, well, it's real simple. And I said, well, then explain it to me. He goes, I can't effectively pitch out of the strike zone. And I said, okay, well, what does that mean? He goes, my mechanics are so in tune, it's tough for me to throw balls. And that's what we're talking about. It's your mechanics. Once you can get a ball down and away, you do the exact same thing so that you can do it again and get consistent with it. When you're all over the place, your mechanics are all over the place. Your arm swing, your weight, maybe you're flying your shoulder open. Maybe you're dropping your elbow. It's all these things that revolve around mechanics that allow you to throw strikes and having consistent mechanics.
You've talked about Vargas being able to make a change on the fly on the mound.
Right.
That may be the example of what Duffy needs to look at,
or
what you need from him?
But again, you see Vargy make an adjustment, right? Where maybe he's flying off the ball a little bit, or he's flying open with his front foot a little bit, and you say, Vargy, you're flying open. Oh, okay, I see it. Boom. Oh, I feel it. And he makes the adjustment. Then you see guys like Ventura, where Ventura's starting to fly open a little bit and overthrowing the ball. You're flying open, overthrowing the ball, okay. But, he has more trouble making those adjustments. Younger pitchers do, until they get the feel of their mechanics, the consistency of their mechanics. They have a little bit more trouble making those adjustments. They know what they need to do, but it's the consistency and feeling it to make it happen.
Well, Danny, for a second, you covered the physical aspect of things. Emotionally, he seems like a pretty keyed up guy, when he's out there. Does he need to change that at all to be a starter, or do you just kind of let him loose with that?
No, Nate, it's hard to change. Those things are hard to change because that's who he is, all right? You ever felt anxiety?
Sure.
Okay, now, what's the first thing you tell yourself when you feel like anxiety?
Calm down, I guess.
Calm down. Okay, does it ever work?
Not really.
Okay, well, see, that's what I'm saying. That's
Unless
true.
I go to yoga class or something.
Well, but that's true for everybody.
Yeah.
You can tell yourself to calm down and stay within yourself, but it's hard to do. It is hard to do. But he'll get better at it as time goes on. He gets more confident in his abilities. He'll get better at it.
Well, some guys seem to be stoic on the mound, but there are some starters that are pretty emotional guys,
well,
right?
James Shields is the one that really comes to mind for me, that he uses emotion to his advantage. Mm-hmm. I've never seen really a pitcher that can use emotion and still be able to produce at a high level like he does. A lot of times when you get fired up, you get going, you get emotional, you tend to come out of your mechanics, what we talked about earlier. You want to throw harder. You want to try to really just run through a wall. It's hard to harness. But Shields has that ability, and one of the things that makes him so great is that he can grab that emotion and harness it and use it to his advantage.